Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to another video. I'm Lorelle, and in this video we're going to talk about what to do if you can't visualize in the first person perspective. I did a video a while ago explaining how you can visualize in the first person perspective. I will link it in the description box below. And there were a lot of comments of people who were not really successful at doing it, and they were complaining or saying how they're frustrated about not being able to visualize in the first person perspective. And this is why I'm going to make this video, and this will actually help you because it gives you different techniques of how you can practice visualizing in the first person perspective, or finding alternatives to it if it's really not working for you. Visualizing in the first person perspective is really important. Basically, when you want to manifest something, you have to step into the situation in order for you to experience it. You want to include all of the senses, all of the sounds, and all of that in order for you to really manifest it for yourself. Sometimes people tend to manifest things from like a third person perspective. They are seeing themselves like in a movie screen, but this brings the danger of manifesting for someone else and you seeing it and not being in the situation. Because ultimately what we want to manifest being in the situation and experiencing it. As I was saying, visualizing a first person perspective is closing your eyes, finding a scene where you enter directly as your current self, and then you try to see everything that is going on. You try to hear everything that is going on. You try to notice details that are in the situation. And you try to be as specific as possible. And this is where the problem starts, because for a lot of people, they tend to get a lot of resistance, or they can't just simply make it. I had one comment of a woman saying that she has trouble seeing the eyes of her specific person. And the way to approach this is to start with a completely different angle of visualization. We still want to have a scene where we are in it, but we want to bring our focus back to other things that are easier for us to visualize. So when you start the visualization, you want to bring your focus onto the scene around you, on who is with you, who is around you, and notice any senses, like what kind of music is playing and what kind of people are talking, what you're touching, if you're smelling anything. So you want to slowly get into the situation to make your mind kind of neutralize your mind and make it for your mind normal to be in the situation. So then when you have these solid things, when you have all the background, when you have all the statistics of the situation itself, you can slowly start by bringing in the most important aspects. And if you have trouble visualizing it directly, I recommend still taking another approach. You can start by visualizing sounds, like a person saying something. If you want to manifest a specific person, you can visualize them saying something without them necessarily seeing them. So you can start with the sounds of what they would say. And then you can take the approach of visualizing them without the facial expressions. So for example, you start with the clothes, what they're wearing, the posture that they're having, how close they are to you, if they're touching you, if there's anything like that coming up. So you want to approach this visualization with aspects that have the least resistance for yourself. So you approach it with aspects that you already believe to be true. I always teach people to include some things they already have, or some things they already heard. So if you have a specific person, you can include something they already said to you, something that you believe they would say again, and then working your way into it. So starting with the lowest resistance and then working your way up to it. And take some practice for it. Don't expect to just get it right away, to just be like, oh my gosh, I have it. It can take some days of practice. But the key really is to not expect too much of yourself. And it's really important to also know that yes, it's important to have the specific scene, but it's also important how you feel. And the purpose of visualization is to bring you a certain feeling that you want to feel. And as soon as the feeling is knocked in, you're free to go. So don't be too attached to the visualization itself so that you can let go of the situation. I had some of my best manifestations where it just was like randomly and totally not in the rules manifesting it. and I was just visualizing it and then dropping it and then going on. The thing is, when you care about a topic very, very much, you are obsessed with even the tiny, tiny steps along the manifestation. So you're like obsessed if you did it right. But just trust that it can be as easy as anything else that you already manifested. And if visualization doesn't work for you at all, there are still some other steps you can take. You can take the approach of journaling about it. So you can start to journal in the present tense of how you already have what you want. You can take the approach of creating like a vision board of what you want. You can create text. Oh, I give you a really good thing. You can create text messages. So what I always did when I wanted to manifest like co-workers or employees or specific people, I was doing like a WhatsApp group. I just give you a random example. So I was doing a WhatsApp group, and then like just having the WhatsApp group with me inside of it, and then changing the profile picture to the person and the name, so it looked like a real WhatsApp contact, and I would just randomly text in there text I wanted to send, the conversations I wanted to have. So I was pretending as if this was already my coworker, this was already or my employee or whatever. So you can take these approaches. You can be really, really creative when it comes to these kind of practices. And the key is always that what is fun for you works. So don't be too attached to it. And also the key is to really let it go. To do something, anything, feel it and then drop it. Don't get obsessed with it. It will work out. And if it doesn't work out, then you can try again. But don't expect that it doesn't work out, so you have to obsess over the technique even. Because if you're already obsessing over the technique, chances are high that you're obsessing over the manifestation itself as well. So I really hope you like this video. If you're interested in coaching, you can fill out the coaching questionnaire below, and we will schedule a free 30-minute consultation where I see if I can help you with your manifestation. And otherwise, I see you in the next video.